Have you ever found yourself floating in the cold, endless void of space, sifting through debris like a cosmic janitor? No? Well, let me introduce you to my life. Name's Jace Carver, and I'm a space salvager. Yeah, it's as glamorous as it sounds. It was a typical day in the Aegean Belt, a massive junkyard of derelict ships, lost cargo, and the occasional corpse. I was about to call it quits when I noticed something glinting off the starboard side of my ship, the rust bucket. "Hey, Lexa, you seeing this?" I asked my AI companion, who also doubled as my ship's navigator and the closest thing I had to a friend. "Affirmative, Jace. It appears to be a vessel of unknown origin," Lexa replied in her usual monotone. Unknown origin. That phrase was music to my ears. I maneuvered the rust bucket closer, carefully avoiding the larger chunks of debris. As I got a better look, I realized this wasn't just any ship. It was ancient, alien, and completely intact. Boarding the alien vessel was like stepping into a history book written by someone with a fondness for acid trips. The walls were covered in glyphs that seemed to shift and change when you looked at them from different angles. I was no xenoarchaeologist, but I knew valuable when I saw it. "Lexa, scan the ship for anything of interest." A few moments later, Lexa chimed in. "I've located a significant energy signature in what appears to be the ship's core. It may be an artifact of some kind." Artifact. Now that was music to my ears. I made my way to the core, dodging hanging wires and precariously balanced crates. The core room was a marvel, with a floating orb at its center, pulsating with an eerie blue light. "Holy crap, Lexa, what is this thing?" "Unknown, Jace. But it appears to be highly advanced and extremely powerful." "Well, looks like we hit the jackpot," I said, reaching for the orb. As soon as I touched it, the ship began to hum and the orb's light intensified. Before I knew it, I was engulfed in a blinding flash. When I came to, I was back on the rust bucket, the orb safely stored in the cargo hold. Lexa was babbling something about anomalous readings, but I couldn't focus. My mind was buzzing with new information, like someone had uploaded an entire library into my brain. "Lexa, run a diagnostic, something's different." Diagnostic complete. It appears the artifact has integrated with your neural pathways. You now possess knowledge of its origin and purpose. Great. Just what I needed. A piece of alien tech turning my brain into a sci-fi Wikipedia. So, what is it? The artifact is a key to an ancient alien repository. It holds the combined knowledge and technology of an extinct civilization. This repository could potentially unlock advancements for humanity beyond our wildest dreams. I couldn't help but chuckle. "So you're saying I've got the key to humanity's future sitting in my cargo hold?" "Affirmative, Jace." "Well, isn't that just peachy?" Word of my discovery must have spread faster than a space flu in a crowded station, because not 2 days later, I had company. A sleek, black ship was trailing the rust bucket, and it didn't look like the friendly type. "Lexa, who the hell are these guys?" "Unknown, Jace, but their ship is armed to the teeth." "Fantastic. Any chance we can outrun them?" "Negative. Their ship is significantly faster." "Of course it is," I muttered, plotting a course for the nearest asteroid field. Maybe, just maybe, I could lose them in the rocks. As I dodged and weaved through the asteroids, the black ship kept pace, firing pot shots that rocked the rust bucket. This was not how I envisioned my day going. "Lexa, prepare for evasive maneuvers. Let's give these guys a run for their money." "Affirmative, Jace. Initiating evasive maneuvers." I twisted the rust bucket through the asteroid field, narrowly avoiding collisions and incoming fire. Just when I thought we might actually make it, a lucky shot from the black ship clipped our engines. "We're hit, Lexa. Engine failure. We're losing power." The rust bucket started to drift and the black ship closed in. This was it. They were going to board us, take the artifact, and probably toss me out an airlock for good measure. "Jace, I have an idea," Lexa said suddenly. "I'm all ears, Lexa. If you connect the artifact to the ship's core, it might provide enough power to escape. Or blow us to smithereens." "Or that," Lexa admitted. With no better options, I sprinted to the cargo hold, grabbed the artifact, and plugged it into the ship's core. The rust bucket shuddered and the lights flickered. For a moment, I thought we were done for. But then the ship roared to life and we shot forward like a bat out of hell. We managed to outrun the black ship, but the rust bucket was barely holding together. I needed to find a safe haven to make repairs and figure out my next move. Fortunately, I knew just the place. a shady little station called Haven's End. As I docked the rust bucket, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. Sure enough, as soon as I stepped off the ship, a burly man with a cybernetic eye approached me. "Jace Carver?" he grunted. "Who's asking?" I replied, trying to sound braver than I felt. "Name's Briggs. I hear you got something valuable." Great. Word really did travel fast. "Look, I'm just here to make some repairs," I said, edging away. Briggs grabbed my arm. "I don't think so, pal. My employer wants that artifact and he's willing to pay a hefty sum." "Not interested," I said, yanking my arm free. "That's a shame," Briggs said, pulling out a blaster. "Because I wasn't really asking." Before I could react, a figure appeared out of nowhere, disarming Briggs and knocking him out cold. "Jace Carver, I presume?" the figure said, a woman with sharp features and an air of authority. "Yeah, that's me. And you are?" "Captain Elara Thorne. I believe we have a mutual interest in that artifact of yours." Captain Elara Thorne wasn't just any spacefarer. She was part of the Galactic Union, a powerful organization with a vested interest in preserving advanced technologies. She led me to a quiet corner of the station, away from prying eyes. "Jace, that artifact is incredibly dangerous. In the wrong hands, it could spell disaster for humanity," Elara explained. "And in the right hands?" I asked. "In the right hands, it could propel us into a new era of technological advancement, but it needs to be studied and safeguarded properly." I eyed her warily. "And you want me to just hand it over to you?" "Not exactly. I propose an alliance. You help us unlock its secrets, and in return, you'll be handsomely rewarded." "Handsomely rewarded, huh? Sounds tempting." "Think about it, Jace. You'd be part of something bigger than yourself, a chance to make history." I weighed my options. On one hand, I could keep running and hope to stay ahead of everyone after the artifact. On the other hand, teaming up with Elara and the Galactic Union could mean a secure future and a place in the history books. "All right, Captain Thorne, you've got yourself a deal." Elara smiled. "Welcome to the team, Jace. Let's make history." Back on the rust bucket, now docked securely at a Galactic Union research station, I watched as a team of scientists and engineers swarmed around the artifact. Lexa interfaced with their systems, sharing the data we'd collected. "Jace, this is incredible," one of the scientists, Dr. Lin, said. "The potential applications of this technology are beyond anything we've seen." "Glad to hear it, Doc. So what's next?" "We need to fully understand its capabilities and how to safely integrate it with our systems. This will take time, but with your help, we can accelerate the process." My help. I wasn't exactly a scientist, but I knew my way around tech. Besides, this was my ticket to the big leagues. "All right, Doc, let's get to work." Just when things seemed to be going smoothly, an alarm blared throughout the station. "Intruder alert! All personnel to security stations!" Elara appeared by my side, her face set in a grim expression. "Jace, we have a problem. Someone's breached the station." "Let me guess. They're after the artifact." "Precisely. We need to secure it immediately." We raced to the lab, where the artifact was still being studied. A group of heavily armed mercenaries had already infiltrated, exchanging fire with the station's security forces. "Jace, take cover!" Elara shouted, pulling out her blaster. I ducked behind a console, watching as Elara expertly took down the intruders. But more kept coming, and it was clear they wouldn't stop until they had the artifact. "Lexa, any ideas?" I whispered, hoping my AI companion had some tricks up her sleeve. "Jace, the artifact can be activated to create a temporary shield. It may buy us some time." "Do it, Lexa!" The artifact glowed brighter, and a shimmering shield enveloped the lab. The mercenaries' shots bounced harmlessly off the barrier, giving us a moment to regroup. "We can't hold them off forever," Elara said, reloading her blaster. "Then we don't," I replied, an idea forming. "We need to move the artifact. Can you create a distraction?" Elara nodded. "Consider it done." Elara and her team launched a full-scale counterattack, drawing the mercenaries' attention away from the lab. I grabbed the artifact, feeling its energy pulse through me, and made my way to the rust bucket. "Lexa, fire up the engines. We're getting out of here." "Engines online. Ready for launch." With the artifact secure, I powered up the rust bucket and prepared for takeoff. The station's defenses were holding, but just barely. We needed to leave, and fast. "Jace, are you sure about this?" Lexa asked, a note of concern in her voice. Nope, but it's the best shot we've got. I navigated the rust bucket through the chaos, dodging debris and enemy fire. Just as we cleared the station's perimeter, a massive explosion rocked the facility. The mercenaries had set off a bomb, trying to cover their tracks. We're clear, Lexa. Set a course for the rendezvous point. Course set. Engaging hyperdrive. As the stars blurred into streaks of light, I let out a sigh of relief. We were safe, for now. Weeks later, I stood on the bridge of the rust bucket, staring at the artifact now securely housed in a reinforced chamber. Elara and her team had managed to decipher some of its secrets, leading to breakthroughs that would change the course of human history. Jace, we've done it, Elara said, joining me. The knowledge we've gained from the artifact is incredible. We're on the verge of a new era. Glad to hear it, Captain. So, what's next? We continue our research, expand our understanding, and ensure this technology is used for the greater good. And you, Jace, what do you want? I looked out at the stars, a smile creeping across my face. I think I'll stick around. This whole making history thing isn't so bad. Elara laughed. Welcome to the future, Jace. It's going to be one hell of a ride. And with that, my days of simple space salvaging were over. I was part of something bigger, something that could change everything. The galaxy was full of mysteries, and with the artifact, we had the key to unlock them all. And who knows? Maybe one day they'd write a book about me, Jace Carver, the Salvager who held the key to humanity's future. Now that would be something worth reading.